video, I'll be adding on a new user onto our server and allowing them to access in from our client machine. In order to do this, I need to go to Windows option menu and select on Windows Administrative Tools. This will open up the Management Console options, and from these ones I'll select Active Directory Users and Computers. In this window you can see that currently there's a computer attached to the computers, but if we select users from the left hand side, the only ones that we have are administrators or we have groups. A single person icon means a user, and a double one refers to a group. If you scroll through, there's no current users on there at the moment. So if we right click on the users folder and select new and scroll down to user, we're going to create a user called Ali and surname Khan. The user logon name will be A Khan, just taking the first initial and the surname, and their logon name from their domain will be domain/acan. Select next. Now for the password options, I'm going to set it as a standard one but a secure one, taking into account extra security for the server. I'm going to reconfirm the password. Now, below this section, we have different options. User must change password at next login. So when ACAN will log in on the client machine, the first time they log in, it will ask them to change a password. Or you can say to them, you cannot change a password at all. So leave the same password that we've made here. Or you can set it to password never expires or account is disabled. Account is disabled if you have created a user for someone who's going to be joining into your company in the future but hasn't started yet. So you can create them a logon account but set it as disabled and then enable it later once they join. The other option is if you have somebody who's left the company and is no longer using that login, and then you can disable the account then. At the moment, we're going to leave it as user. We're going to leave it as user cannot change password, and unhighlight the top one. You must unhighlight it first before you can select another option. Select next. This is the information that we have now created. And then select finish. And underneath the right hand side, you'll see beneath the administrator, you've now created a new user. Now, what we want to do is add this user onto our few groups. So what we will do is right click and select properties. And in this section, you can build up some information about your user. You can put in different things like the description, so which department, what their job role is, or what office they belong to. So in this one, I'm going to write sales. And head of sales. I'm going to apply that. And in the top section, it says you've got different options that you can select into. You want to select into member of, and then we want to add, and in here we want to just keep them as a user, but what we can do is add them on as an admin, for example. Check names and I'll come up administrators. If you type in DHCP, I'll come up as DHCP administrators or users. You can add them onto any of the groups here. Or what you can do in an establishment, you have different departments like HR, sales, finance. You can create these groups and then add the users onto those groups. So for the time being, I'm just going to leave them on as just a user and select apply, OK. And in the description, you can now see is head of sales. The other thing that you need to check is make sure they're under the domain users, so they're allowed to log in from a different client machine. Once you've done that, press OK. And if you go onto the client machine and restart your machine, I'm going to Windows option and restart. This time, instead of signing in with our normal name and password, we want to sign in as the user onto the domain. The other thing that you'll notice on your client machine is the different options that you can log in with. Now, instead of typing in your normal password, we want to go to Other User, and in this section, you'll now notice that it's saying Sign into the domain. So, you have different ways of typing and entering into your domain. You can either select here, and it'll give you an option of how to type it, or you can type in domain /acan and then the password that you selected. Or you can just type in acan on its own without using domain /. When signing up a new user or creating a new user, they are allowed different levels of privileges. So when you're connecting them onto different departments or groups, it allows different levels of privileges that they can use when they're in the client machine. Currently, this user is only on as a standard user of the domain, as an employee. So once they log in, they'll just be able to use the system as normal, but not make any administrative changes. I'll take them through an initial out-of-the-box experience once they're logging in, as this is the first time that they've logged on onto the actual domain. As you can see here, and this time it's no longer showing the background that was there before. And if you type in command cmd, so it opens up the command prompt. In this section, it will now show us user and then ACAN.